Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Oxen Frank, and this is my team builder in battle for week 7 of season 6 of the CPC. This week I'm playing Hiker, coach of the Boston Boldores. So I'll just put his team up on the screen right now, and my team is the same as last week. I don't know when the free agency or the trade deadline is, but I think it either already happened or will happen this week. But I'm not going to make any more transactions, so this is going to be my final team. Either way, whenever that deadline is. But his team is Mew, Hydreigon, Z, Lycan, Rock Dusk, Red and Wash, Red Seal, Azumarill, Hariyama, Z, Talonflame, Stunfisk, and Mega Venusaur. So definitely got some big threats like Mew and Hydreigon. Lycan Rock could be a threat if it comes. Talonflame is pretty scary. Venus is pretty scary. Azu is pretty terrifying. So he's got a lot of scary mons for sure. And he actually doesn't have the best record. I think he's 0-6 going into this game, so he hasn't had the best start to the season. But that really does not show how good of a player he is, because I've seen him. He did well in the minors, I think, or he was in the minors. I don't know about his record, but I know he's a good player though. Like, he's done well in the past in previous leagues, so I'm definitely not underestimating him based on his record. I'm 3-3 going into this game, so this would be a nice game to win. Be 4-3, get myself back on the positive side, try to make a push for playoffs. But I'm just going to go over my team, try to make this pretty quick. So first off, we've got Clefty, as you can see here. Toxic, Deaglium, Psychic, Metal Sound. The moveset, it's pretty nice. Toxic allows me to get off a Toxic on Mew, and I won't be able to get synchronized. I can get off a Prankster Toxic on Rotom, on Talonflame, and those main mounts when I'm Toxic. Then Deaglium, Psychic pretty much does everything I need to for the most part, barring Registeel. Really, everything else I can do decent damage to. I mean, the Azu would do something too. Psychic Metal sounds really nice for that Venu. That way it gives me something to pressure the Venu, and I can either scare it out or can 2KO it and beat it. He'll probably just be scared out once he sees enough Metal sounds. Then the spit out from this allows me to live 2 Earth powers. Or allows me to live, nope, 1 Earth power from a modest Specs Hydreigon. I wanted to try to live 2 from like a Scarf Timid set, but I couldn't really do that, so I just went with living 1 hit from like the hardest possible hit from Hydreigon, barring a Specs Fire Blast, but I don't think he'll bring it. I think Earth Power is better coverage. So yeah, this is a pretty nice, pretty bulky Clefty, switches into Hydreigon and Venu and stuff. Next we got James, a Dragon Z Garchomp here with EQ, Outrage, Dragon Claw, Stealth Rock. The speeds for a Hydreigon is grouping max speed, Jolly Drapion, just really grouping like the fastest thing under me that, and like with the speed that he would probably bring. Really the EQ, Outrage, Dragon Claw hits everything I need to. Dragon Claw is there in case if I don't want to lock myself in Outrage, and I do with the Draconium Z. It hits stuff like Rotom, hits stuff like Mega Venu, and get me a big powerful hit off, or even versus the Mew. And Rock's nice on this too, I can get them up versus a variety of things. And then the bulk, it's the HP that allows me to lift 2 Hydras from a 0 special attack, Red and Wash. I think it goes after Rocks, I didn't put that in my notes, but I think after Rocks. And then the defense allows me to live a +6 Aqua Jet from Adam and Azumarill from full. So that way, like, if it does have Belly Drum, I do have a check to something. I do have a check of some sort, something that can live a +6 Aqua Jet, which would be really, really useful. But yeah, next we got Medicham, another potential check to a +6 Azu, as I do the Bull Punch, and then Drain Punch, and Zen Headbutt, really it's everything else. And Sub could be pretty nice if I can get a Sub on a switch. The only kind of downside is I really don't have many things to sub up against. Really, like, I don't have many things that my sub lives a hit, like that won't break my sub. Like, if everything on this team has a form breaking my sub, like as long as Registeel has a Seismic Toss, it can break my sub even if I'm max HP. So I didn't make myself too bulky. Subs more so if I can just use it to pressure him more, like if he switches into something, trying to sack it off to Medi, or just if I can play around that way, at least the Talonflame cannot come in and immediately check me. As if I have my sub up, he'll have to break it, then I can hit it with Zen Headbutt, which if he's offensive, it could just OHKO. So that's really nice. The speed, it's the same as Garchomp, I think. Yeah, so just creeping Hydreigon, creeping Jelly Drapion. So yeah, just a really nice set here. This allows me to pressure the Venu. It can do decent damage to the Mew. I considered a Toxic Facade set, but didn't go for that because it takes 2 move slots, and I feel like I need these other 3. So yeah, it's just a nice set though, and I already have other mounts of Toxic, so I didn't need Toxic on this. But yeah, next we got Heatran with Magnetstorm, Toxic, Protection, Rock Slide. So really weird EV spread. I'll just explain that. So speed is your max speed, Adam and Azu. Just because one of beta speed, and I felt like that could be something I could create. I can avoid it 2KO from Adamant +2 Sharp Beak Talonflame if it's going for Brave Bird. And then also Deshoka for like any ground hits, like a Natural Gift Ground from Talonflame, Earth Power from Mew, Lycan Rocks, a Drill Run, and another ground hit I might need to take. And also then these spit Fs, so I can live 2 Earth powers from no special attack from you. So like with the first one being with my Shucko, second one without. This is just a really nice set. I can trap a lot of things like the Mew, like the Hydreigon. I can Toxic them and just whittle them down. I wanted lefties to pair with my Protect there, as that would be pretty nice. But I think Shucko is really nice. Is that like it just allows me to play a little more recklessly with my Heatran and not have to be so cautious with it. Like I can take any hit because I have my Shucko. Pretty much any hit, like barring Azu. Azu can do a lot. And then Rock Slide is nice there too, as it does allow me to hit the Talonflame, which allows me to be a pretty effective check to that. Next, we got another check to Talonflame, being my Scarf Thunders here. Pretty simplistic set. Like the moves, they're pretty straightforward, like Voltage, T-Bolt, HP Flying, and then I went for Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave in the last slot, just because I felt like it was most likely move that I could spam. And if it brings the 6 I'm expecting, which are Talonflame, Azu, or no, I'm looking wrong list. Venu, Talonflame, Azu, Rotom, Hydreigon, and Mew, then he has no poison resistances. So that means Sludge Wave could be pretty easy to spam in the late game. This can just be a win con in the late game. The speed is enough for a Lycanroc Dust Creeping Max Speed Jolly Garchomp, which allows me to upload a bit of bulk there instead of just Creeping Max Speed Jolly Lycanroc. And I mean, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. That would outspeed Talonflame, which is great, and it could be a pivot if rocks are nothing too scary. And then last but not least, we have this Assault Vest Heracross, which is a really nice set here. So speed is for so I can outspeed a Mega Venusaur, Creeping Max Speed, Modest Heatran. So I feel like I didn't need to be Jolly, and I don't think his Venus is going to be Jolly, or his Venus is going to be Timid, or any other plus B nature, so I felt like I can just creep a Modest or something Venusaur. But yeah, the moveset, pretty straightforward, really just coverage I need, like Mega Horn plus Combat hits most things, and then Bullet Seed hits the Azu, Stone Edge hits the Talonflame. If I predict that correctly, then the Assault Vest is pretty cool. It allows me to get some bulk and then live some hits from stuff like Hydreigon, even take hit from Mew. They can take like a special hit from Rotom, and if he willows me, that's fine too. I can be a pretty good switch into the Venu and pressure that a fair amount. If he does poison me with a Sludge Bomb, then I get the Guts Boost, which is great, and I can pressure him even more. And the Spidaf allows me to, in the HP, allows me to have 2 Fire Blasts from a Timid Scarf Hydreigon. So this thing is pretty bulky, and it could be a pretty good switch into the Hydreigon, and a pretty good switch into a fair amount of his mons. And it's bulky, hits hard, and still is fairly fast versus his team. So it's just a good bulky pivot, and I really like it paired with the rest of my team. So that's my team here: Heracross, Lundy, Heatran, Medi, Chomp, and Klefki. So let's get into the battle. Alright guys, so I'm back with the battle, as you can see here. So I bring the 6 that just went over. Hiker brings those 6 right there, not about to be doing it off, you can see. So he brings the Lycanroc, which I kind of didn't expect just because they do have a good amount of rock resistances. But he did bring it, so that's a little bit scary. Registeel does come too. No Venu, which is kind of good, but also kind of bad. That means other mons are here instead. So still got some scary things. Does bring Azu, which I expected. Does bring Mew. And then Talonflame's also here. So I'm thinking Klefki is a pretty safe lead, especially because he didn't bring the Venu, so I don't even need it for that. So I'm just going to lead Klefki, and I see Mew as his lead, so I'm thinking Toxic's a very safe lead, very safe move to click. He might just go right into Registeel. If he does, he does. But allows me to go right into Heracross or Medi and start pressuring him, so I will take that exchange. It does go right into Hydreigon to conveniently not catch a Toxic, because Prankster and Dark types, and that's silly mechanic. So that was a nice play on his end. As I'm just going to click Deagling, thinking it's a really safe play, and I mean it was versus a Hydreigon, but he's pivoted right into Talonflame, so smart play on his end. He's doing a smart job these early turns of just pivoting around me. As now I'm just going to go right in my Talonflame switching, which is my Tran, as he made a really nice read, went right into Azu. And at this point, so I'm going to go with Protect just to scout, see what he goes for. Hoping he doesn't just click Belly Drum right here. Maybe it's a little early. I don't think he will, and I think he's banded, but I can at least just see what he locks himself into if he is banded, and I just go for Liquidation, which makes sense. So my whole team does not resist water, so yeah, maybe bed for under prep for Azu. I could have brought like Tangela, which would have been a good Azu check, but then leaves my team more susceptible to Talonflame, or like it just does nothing to make a Venusaur, so that made things kind of tricky. Marshtomp, like Max Fizdef, I think it takes 2 hits from a banded Azu. Not certain, I forgot the calc, but I think. So I could have been switching, but again, still think this Venu made things trickier. So yeah, but right here, I'm gonna go right in my Garchomp, so I can still live 1 hit from a banded Azu. I basically live from any Azu, live a Liquidation plus Aqua Jet. Maybe not if he's like Adamant Splash Blade and gets high enough rolls, but from the Bandit set, I mean, I can live with Liquidation then, since he's Bandit, he cannot go for Aqua Jet right here. So here, I'm thinking I could get up Rocks result with a Talonflame, but he knows he has a Talonflame, so he probably has Defog another Mew and or Hydreigon. So I don't know if I want to just get up Rocks right now and sack off Garchomp if Rocks are just gonna go away. Anyways, so and I don't know if I can really take too much advantage of that turn where they have to defog versus Mew and Hydreigon. Like if it was Red Shield that got defog, then I could use that to go into Heracross or Medicham. But like Red Shield is not his defogger, so I felt like it was more beneficial for me to get off damage on either this or Mew if he wants to go right into that. So I do just click Earthquake right here, and he does unfortunately just go right into Hydreigon. I guess others seem wanting to see if I go for Rocks or Earthquake there, which are both viable plays. And if I went for Rocks, I think he's defogging this, not certain though. But then that would have been fine for him. So here, I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just gonna stay in with Garchomp, and maybe he's Scarf, maybe this is stupid, but I'll at least get the knowledge that he's Scarf, and then I can bring in Klefki, or maybe Medicham, or like Tran, even, but I'll at least get the knowledge, so I'm just gonna stay in, and I think I just go right for I thought he might be Haban, which is why I wanted to bring this in, because if I go for Rocks, and then if he's not Scarf, then he'll be slower, but if he is the Haban Berry, which is the Dragon one, then he can take any hit from a Garchomp and then get off his defog. Well, any hit barring is the Outrage, which I do have, so I'm gonna go right for the Z Outrage in case he is Haban, or maybe he goes right into Mew or something, but he goes right Azu, which I was fearing, but I was wasting my Z move. So here, I know Aqua Jet kills me, but I really don't have anything to switch into, so I have to make him click it and at least just stay in, Zack off Chomp. Good news is I'm at least getting off some rough skin damage on this Azu, so that's good. But these first 8 turns basically have gone as bad as they possibly could have. Well, I mean, I guess I'm not getting swept immediately. Like he doesn't have like a plus 2 Ments or whatever that's sweeping me at Riz. Maybe it's +1, I'm not even certain. But yeah, Riz got swept by Salamence, that's what I'm referencing. But that doesn't really matter here. It's just important to me that you know that. Anyways, so I don't think I got any damage off on anything besides the 2 rough skin hits on Azu, and I already lost a Mon, and I'm just getting severely pressured because I don't have a great way to deal with his Azu. So here I think I'm bringing Thundurus because he's no electric immunity, so a free Volt Switch, I'm fine with that. If he wants to opt to sack off Azu, I'll take it, but I don't think he will. He goes right into Hydreigon, so it takes a little bit. Shows he's pretty bulky with that damage. So I'm going to bring a Heracross, which is a really safe play for me, as I can start to pressure him. So I'm thinking I need to get ahead in this game. He might want to go right into his Talonflame, which is a really safe play for anything I want to click, barring a Stone Edge or Rock Slide. So I think he might want to go into Talonflame here. Or maybe Azu, but still Stone Edge does a good chunk for that. Stone Edge plus Bolt Seed, if I get 3 hits, I think, then would kill. If I get 2 hits, I don't think so, but hopefully I get 3. So yeah, I'm just going to go right for the Stone Edge, thinking that Talonflame comes from maybe Azu, as he does actually opt to stay in and misses his Draco. Now I am Assault West, so I do live that fairly comfortably, but that damage definitely did hurt. Not getting that damage definitely did hurt him, and I mean, I'll kind of go for that later. I'll just play it off from here. So right now, I was shocked he stayed in. Thankfully, I do land. Kind of sucks that he misses his 90% accurate move, and I hit my 80%, so that's kind of stupid, but that's how it goes, I guess. I can't really argue, whatever. So here, I guess, I mean, it looks like he's just going to stay in. I don't think he goes into Talonflame this time. It doesn't make a lot of sense when I just showed I am making the aggressive play. Maybe he will now because he's thinking that I'm not going to do it again, but I'm just going to go right for the close combat as he does stay and goes for the safe, Flamethrower, as he does a chunk, but I do knock him out even through his Chople. If he did get off the Draco earlier, I would still be able to live both those hits, but I would be a lot lower and almost dead, and I'll be able to switch this thing in later. So in just come the Talonflame, very easy check to me. I'm thinking this time, I don't know if he's going to make that same double, as he might expect me to make a really, really aggressive play and actually stay in or go into something else to counteract that Azumarill play. I could have gone into Thundy, which would be a decent middle ground play, and I think I should consider that. And that wouldn't really be a bad play at all, but I did want to keep Thundy as healthy as I can. That way, because I could be in a good spot to sweep in the late game, because Azumarill is weak to electric, so is Talonflame. So maybe like if Azu's locked in something that's not Aqua Jet and I have it low, like Rocks are up, so I can't switch back in. Or if Azu's gone, like if I can just spam T-Bolt late game, which I might be able to, I want to make sure that I can live hit from Lightning Rock, and Assault Rock does like 60 to 70%, so I want to keep Thundurus as healthy as possible. No, but I do just go right into Keytron right here, as I think he's not going to make the same double twice as he does, and he does just make a safe Brave Bird play there. As now he's going to taunt, which was a nice play on his end. Means I can't toxic him. I was going to go Magnum Storm right here, hoping I hit whatever comes in. He does go to Mew, which is alright. I get some good damage on that. In hindsight, I think maybe going into Thunderous on that Brave Bird originally might have been my best play, because it was just the safest, as it covers him going into Azu making that play again, or just staying in. Either way, it kind of worked out, because I went to Heatran. That was really my designate switch in for the Talonflame, but Thunderous was the safest play. I don't know, both were logical plays. I can't really it's just still a fine play. But yeah, I click Magnum Storm, but I do hit. So here, what do? I think I stay in and scout. No, I go into Klefki. I forget, honestly. I do go into Klefki, as it does just Earth Power. I think I was just scouting for that, and I was fine with Klefki taking damage. It really doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't even have the Hydreigon anymore. So I was just scouting, seeing what he has and how offensive he is. As that damage does show he's pretty offensive. I think max offensive, actually. But the Magnum Storm just shows that he's maybe max HP or something, so it's probably not very fast, but does have some offense here. So now I'm just going to click, I think, Toxic. Is that what I do? No, I don't. I go into Heracross. I could have Toxic there. I thought he'd want to click Psychic, or click, no. I thought he would go right into Registeel, because Toxic seemed like a pretty obvious play from my end, but I guess he thought I'd just sack off Klefki, well, no, I would still live the Earth Power, so I wouldn't even be sacking off, but at least sacrifice the damage on Klefki for the Toxic on Mew, which was a fair play. I considered that, but I just thought he'd go right into Registeel, so I went to Heracross and he'd do that. Now, the good news about this, and I did calculate this prior to making the switch, is I can live at Earth Power plus Psychic, thanks to missing that Draco earlier, so this kind of does benefit me here. It really benefits me a lot that he missed that Draco earlier, as with me getting that prediction wrong, I'm still in a fine spot, so I can still live a Psychic and can still pressure him. So here, I think I just click Mega Horn, as he does go right into Registeel. Let me see. No, yeah, I do click Mega Horn. Do miss, which isn't a big deal, as I don't think that close combat would have killed if I landed my Mega Horn. I don't think. So I think I did around 22% maybe, but I forget exactly. He does get up rocks, I do just 2k him. In comes the Azu. I know I died to Aqua Jet, but I can't really do anything about it. I have to just make him click it. So I'm just going to sack it off. So here, my best mana is to pressure this. I wanted to bring in Thundy, but then your Aqua Jet damage puts me actually, I do live, even after rocks, do live the Aqua Jet, then I'm in range to just die to rocks, and then you would just be able to bring in Lycanroc after I kill this, and then I can't really do much about that, and then I just lose Thundy, which could be a win con. Maybe I should have done that. Other than, well, I guess Trancel's at Shuka, so I guess I have that for Talonflame, but then if you, Azu would be gone. And I'm just trying to think through this, but then I think if I didn't have Thundy, I'd have too much trouble beating the Lycanroc plus Talonflame, so I think I need Thundy around to help me check those and outspeed it at least. But I do bring in Medicham, because I can live the Aqua Jet, then Zen Headbutt plus a Bullet Punch will kill. Or Zen Headbutt has a pretty good chance to kill, and if it doesn't, I do Bullet Punch. So I'm just gonna bring in Medi, Mega Evolve, as he does go for Aqua Jet, which does do a lot. I'm gonna click Zen, and I miss, which really blows. I think I actually had a pretty decent shot to win if I hit that Zen Headbutt. But I'll go over that after the game. But he missed that trick earlier, so it's kind of justified. I'll talk about that after the game. So I'm gonna bring in Courtney to just sack it off, because I do want to keep Medicham around because I need it for Lycanroc. Otherwise, I just kind of lose to Lycanroc at this point, and I can get a Bullet Punch versus that. But it doesn't really matter. She can still live the Bullet Punch from full. So I'm just gonna, and Klefki did nothing. So I'm gonna bring in Thundy, which can live the Aqua Jet. I can T-Bolt and knock out the Azu, then in comes Lycanroc immediately. And I'm gonna go down to that. Then I'm gonna bring in Medicham here, and I can Bullet Punch and outspeed him, but it's not gonna kill. And he does have the Zenith here we talked about, or a Drill Run, whatever if he has Drill Run. But I guess just want to make sure he didn't miss Drill Run, which is fair. So I can bring in Todd, which does have a Shuka, so it lives this Drill Run, which is cool. And I thankfully land the Magma Storm, so at least get the differential and don't miss out on that. As now I can't really do anything. Now, no point in trying to protect as I just die. So it was a good game to Hiker. Me missing that Zen Headbutt did really suck. He did offer to restart at that point, so that was very, very kind on his end. But I mean, I felt like it wouldn't really be fair, and he missed that Draco. I mean, if he restarted, then that gives him a chance to kind of make up for missing that Draco and can hit it this time. We play from there, but I think like if he hit the Draco, then my hair cost would have been lower. Then I wouldn't have had the same chance to bring it in versus the Mew, and then although I might have outsped his Mew actually, so maybe the same sequence of plays still happens. Maybe, because I still have that Earth Power. Like Earth Power only did about 8% or like 7%, so it'd still be able to live the Earth Power even if you get that Draco. So, but like if I hit that Zen, then like as he goes down, he has to bring in Talonflame to pick me off, and then I would probably go hard into Tran, and then, but then I'd still have Tran. I could click Magma Storm, and then I feel like I could just pressure his team enough. Like I'd still have Thundy at full, still have Medicham healthy enough to get off like a Bullet Punch versus the Lycanroc, and like I'd still have Thundurus healthy enough because I wouldn't have needed to bring it in. So I still have it healthy enough to live and sell Rock after it takes Rock, so still that to check the Lycanroc too. And as long as I just don't let the Lycanroc have a Sword Stance, which it shouldn't be able to versus anything, even if it does, then I can still, like a Bullet Punch plus Medicham plus any other hit knocks it out. So as long as I hit like a Magma Storm with Tran, or just like do damage with Dazzling Gleam from Klefki, then that plus Bullet Punch knocks out. So I think if I hit that Zen, I would have won, but also if he hit that Draco, then if he didn't miss the Draco, but yeah, hits the Draco, same thing. Then I might not have been in that spot. Although it depends on his Mew speed. I'm actually not sure. If his Mew wasn't that fast, then we're in an interesting scenario. I mean, I missed that Mega Horn anyways, but I guess then if I hit the Mega Horn, then but I'm just talking fully hypothetical, and I mean, it happened how it did. I can't really be too mad. So, good game to Hiker. He has first win, so that's pretty exciting. That's awesome for him. He probably should have got it sooner. Like, he's definitely a good player. Like, still, he's a lot better than 1 in 6 shows. But anyways, next week we do play Jake, so that's scary. Jake's good. In the Virginia Tech Froakies, so that's gonna be a tricky one. I think I need to win out at this point to make playoffs, which is scary. But I mean, earlier in the season I lost 2 and then won 3 in a row, and I just lost 2. So if I win the next 3, then I'll keep that pattern going. And 6 and 4 should be good enough to get me in playoffs. I don't think 5 and 5 will be in my conference, so we'll see how it goes. But I'll see you guys next Thursday with the battle versus Jake. It may be a team builder on Wednesday. I don't know. I've been kind of on and off of those, but whatever. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.